Hello guys, welcome again to the hangout. Kama kawaida, the hangout man, it has been a long week na mambo imekuwa mingi, masaa ndio imekuwa machache. So I think this is like the first video tumefanya this week because shughuli zilikuwa mingi hapa na pale, but we are here kama kawaida as we always do. So this is like the weekly updates kama kawaida, and I just want to bring you up to speed vitu zenye may happen in the course of the week and some of the most interesting things niliona on the internet while I was just going through some videos hapa na pale. So kumekuwa okay, the main issue, what is currently trending and what is still there on the political space, niyo issue ya Gachagua impeachment bado inaendelea, because you all know he was impeached by Senate, lakini ameenda court and now court inasikiza kesi yake, but apparently Kindiki pia alikuwa ashakuwa appointed. Ni kama kuna vile Ruto alikuwa amejipanga tu, alikuwa amejua tu huyu jamaa kikuwa impeached hivi by Senate, the next day anapeleka jina parliament ya Kindiki parliament inapitisha, alafu nani anakuwa sworn in na mambo inasonga. But unfortunately court ilisimamisha the whole process because Gachagua alienda kwa court and now tuko stuck hapo. Gachagua pia alikuwa amekuja na claim fulani ati Ruto alikuwa ametry kumada almost 3 times na ikafail, and alikuwa amesema sijui in Kisumu kuna vile sijui NIS waliweza kuinfiltrate nini yake na wakataka kujaribu kumpoison, lakini ilifail. And then tena I don't know it is in Mombasa or in Nairobi pia the same thing, they try to do that lakini ikafail. So I don't know, politically, you know politicians, you don't trust them 100%. It can't be true. It can be like maybe just seeking sympathy from Kenyans now that is the besieged deputy president, unaona. So there's a lot of things going on, but mimi, this is my take on Gachagua. Mimi have no sympathy for Gachagua, whether he goes home, whether he stays. Mimi I just want that guy to go home kwa sababu, and I don't see why we should have sympathy for this guy. Remember, let's not forget that this is the guy who used to talk a lot of trash. Unaelewa? Hata kama unataka kuhurumia Gachagua, if you go and watch the past videos when he was still in control na alikuwa na say, ukisikia vitu zenye alikuwa anasema and the way he used to be very arrogant, mimi hakuna it's very hard to sympathize with Gachagua and what he's going through. I think Kama has catch up with Gachagua, and it has catch up with him so soon than most people. Sometimes watu wengine kama wewe na catch up late, like for our nini, maybe it will catch up with him late, but for Gachagua yake imekuja so soon. So me, I don't care about Gachagua. He can go home. I don't want that guy there. Unaelewa? As to whether Kindiki is the best replacement for Gachagua, I don't think so. Kindiki is just someone who is, in my own opinion, I don't feel like he can fit that shoes vizuri sana. He kind of looks like someone who can be used anyhow. Gachagua, as much as he's not a good person, but I don't think he's someone you can just push around, and that's where the conflict yake na Ruto inakuja, because these are two people that you cannot just push around vile unataka, and that's where the conflict kati yao inakuja. But as for Kindiki is just being used, and I don't feel like he's going to have any impact as a DP. Ruto akimpatia hiyo position, unaona. So as for him, well and good, it's a done deal. I have nothing to say about Gachagua or anything, and I have no remorse for saying that I want him out. So you young Gachagua, please call your own cross. Kenyans don't care about you. Hata saa hizi if you go and you end up not being the DP, Kenyans will forget about you, because man, the things you used to tell us, man, those things were so hurtful, man. So hata saa hizi tukiona unakuwa impeached, hatuna huruma. You can cry. I saw her wife was crying on TV. And for the lady, I can feel for her, because sometimes you stand by your husband, whether he's a good man or a bad man. But as for the character of Gachagua, it's not someone mwenye unaweza muhurumia. So let him go home. Yes. Yeah. So as we continue, there's there's quite a number of things that happened this week. Niliona, I was going through the internet. In this segment, I'll also be going through some of the things that I see in the internet, and it's crazy. Or there's the video of this lady who is crying, and I think let's just watch it kidogo and tusikie. No.
Tell me why I'm seated here for more than 4 hours right now.
Okay, the video is kind of long, but basically what the lady is trying to say is the lady was supposed alikuwa aende kuolewa, na apparently the groom kept her waiting. She was the bride. The groom kept her waiting for over 4 hours. Show up, and ultimately towards the end of the video, because there's another video anafanya after this, anasema that guy never showed up completely, and even called her and gave her the reasons for not attending. But I think in my own opinion, okay, it's kind of the video kind of trended and guys were like making fun of it. But for me, I think there's one thing we are forgetting, that weddings are for women. Weddings are not for men. Men don't do wedding, because I've never seen a man anywhere and a fantasize of doing a wedding at you, unless you have some gay shit on you, man. But real men, I've never seen a real man sitting somewhere and say, hey, me I have to wed, man, lazima nifanye harusi, lazima nivae nini. Inakwaga ladies things. So maybe this guy got a cold feet towards the last minute, and maybe he got some information about this lady that he felt like, no, I don't want to do this. Or maybe he just alikaa tu chini maybe na maboys wake, na akafikiria, maybe akapatiwa advice, akaambiwa, man, you don't need to do this, man. So maybe he chickened out the last minute. But generally, all I know about weddings are not man things. So I see vitu za wanaume. Men don't like weddings, don't talk about weddings. They do it for ladies because ladies love such things. They love such moments because they are memorable to them. But see vitu zenye wanaume wanafuatilianga. So the video has been there, the video has been trending. It was on TikTok, and guys, if you go to that video, there's some very crazy comments, and guys were really laughing. Others were sympathizing with her. Others were saying like, no, she just decided to do her content. You never know, maybe she was just doing her content. Unajua siku hizi mtu anaweza vaa tu gown alafu aende tu aseme kwa hiyo content nataka kupiga. So wengine wanasema it was content for her, and I don't know. So but generally that's my opinion. That's how I understand weddings si vitu za wanaume. Men don't fantasize about weddings, and if you find a man who fantasizes about wedding, there's something wrong with that guy. So you can go watch the full video on TikTok. It's a 1-minute video, but there's another video where she has responded, so you can go watch it. Yeah. So then there's another thing. There's this video where this lady was having some very weird suggestions, and I think maybe let's just listen first.
So let's say you date a light-skinned girl because it's your type, right? It's your type. I don't really believe in that type of when it comes to skin tone. I think it's something that you learn. And I say because it's your type, it's your preference, although I think it's learned. What happens when you marry this woman and she gives you a child and it's a girl and the girl comes out looking like you? How will you instill confidence in this dark-skinned girl?
Right.
And if you have a type that's only light and you cannot date a dark, isn't that saying something about how you see yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because you're not finding it attractive. If you have a type, let it be kind, okay, yes. Nice smile, whatever, but specific down to skin tone, and it has to be on the fairer side. You need to unfuck your brain. I'm sorry. You need to figure that out.
Okay, so that's the video. Okay. What caught my attention about this video was how this lady is trying to justify. You see, there's this mentality I think women always have about themselves. Like, ladies want a man who is dark, who is tall, who is handsome, and who is rich. That is their preference. That's what they'll tell you, that this is what I want. To them, that's the standard of a good man, of a man that they desire to have. But when men have that kind of standard, when men come and say, mimi napenda dem akona ass, napenda dem mwenye akona figure fulani, napenda dem mwenye ni light skin. Tena ladies wanakuwa na issue with that. Utasikia like sasa dem mwenye akona ass unapeleka wapi? Sasa dem mbona, why do you okay, unapenda madem light skin na yenye ni dark skin, nini shida yako ni nini? So you find like ladies wanakonga na some kind of reasoning that always baffles me, like why do you reason like that? If you have a preference, it is okay. As much as a lady, if you have a preference, then it is okay for a man to also have a preference. And you are telling me that what if one day I get a daughter who is dark? There's men who love dark skinned women. There are men who love skinny women. There are men who don't love women who have big ass, who have big sijui nini nini. There are men who that is their type. And there are men who love light skinned women. There are men who love curvaceous women. Why can't you just get that in your brain? So if I get a daughter who is dark skin, who does not have like maybe name dark, there's a man who will love her for who she is. So this mindset whereby now that, and if we find like most of these ladies who speak like that, there's a man they desire. Maybe they have they have seen that tall, dark, handsome man that they desire. And once they approach that man, that man akawashow, hey, maybe you are not my type. Unaelewa? So you can be the man can be your type, but you cannot be the type for that man. So mwanaume akikulenga because he feels like you are not his type, then instead ya wewe kukubali, unasema sasa why mbona unapenda dem yako hivi, anapenda dem yako hivi. Like ladies wako na double standard nyingine yenye I find it so crazy, and I feel like they are so delusional. Like you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't just be saying that I want this, but the other person cannot choose you, that where you can choose. The same way ladies wanataka jamaa na do, wanasema mimi siwezi olewa na mtu bwana do. It's okay, that's your preference. But mimi as a man, if nikipata do, then mimi pia have a preference, because you want me, unataka demand na do, unataka chalia na do, ushapata chalia na do, and then you want that guy to be loyal to you. Okay, you've gotten your preference and you want your preference to be loyal to you. What if the guy was looking for money so that he can have multiple women? Because there are some guys who do that. Wanasema okay, mademu anataka do, mimi nitatafuta do, nikishakuwa na do I'll have as many women as I want. Unaona? Because everyone has a preference. The same way there are people who support polygamy. The same way wewe unapenda chalia na do. Unaona? So kama unapenda chalia na do, there is no need uwezi yake huyo mse condition that sasa unipende tu peke yangu. No. Yeye pia akona preference. Maybe akona do, yeye anataka kuwa na mademu 3 4, anataka kuwa na wife 6 7. Unaona? So ladies, you need to choose whoever anakuchagua. Unaona? And you can't have your cake and eat it. And that's what unapata tena dem anakuja na complain tu jamaa akona do lakini alikuwa ananicheza. Unaona? Anakucheza wewe ulikuja kwake juu ana do. Unaona? Au kukuja kwake because uliona character yao jamaa inakaa aje. So you are not supposed to complain because you are not a trophy. Si ati wakati alikupata ati sasa alipata everything. No. Uwezi restrict huyo jamati akome tu kwako. Unaona? Anyway, I found that argument from our side I find it to be very weird for me, but anyway. So that is it. So far I don't have much to say. We are looking forward to a lot of things coming up by the way, there was that incident of Morara being attacked again. He was attacked in Narok. Like he went there during hii time ya Madaraka. It was Mashujaa. During Mashujaa Day alikuwa ameenda in Narok to do some civic education, and he was attacked by the youths, and okay, apparently anasema they are hired guns by the governor. And I saw the argument by one of those goons, and maybe I'll just place the video here.
How comes you come to inspect the miradi ambaye governor alikuwa amefanya? Na wewe si senator hapa, you are not a local from this county, you are coming to incite locals from here, and we are totally against your madness. So we are telling you, leo tumekusalimia tu kidogo, kesho jaribu fanya hiyo mkutano. We are warning you.
If you have watched that video, it's very sad that we still have people in this country who reason like this guy. and is still someone who is very young. Because what has Morara done wrong? What's wrong with civic education? And I think most of these politicians are being used, most of these young people are being used for very cheap politics. They're given 1,000 here, 500 here to go and disrupt a process. I think you need to be okay. Me personally, I feel like you have a very low IQ to reduce yourself to that level. But I believe that with the time we'll get out of it. I don't know how soon it will happen, but we need to get to a point whereby we need to understand that we can't have people who reason like this guy, like the guy you've just watched. We can't have people who reason like that, the guy you've just watched. So there's some rumors going on that Raila is asking for more slots in the government, and apparently ni kama anaweza patiwa because as we all know, Raila is going to lose the AU seat. That is very clear, and I'm really looking forward to that day when he lose that seat. I think nitafanya bash, kama nitakuwa na do nitapiga bash ingine wazimu, because I used to love Raila so much, but apparently Malpe imefika, I dislike him so much, and I don't think there's anything that will convince me that man can convince me otherwise. So things are really looking up. There's a bill that Gerard Gay is trying to push in Senate to extend the term limit to 7 years of the presidential and all the elected members to 7 years. And I've seen people arguing online about all that issue at I think there are some Kenyans who are slightly kind of still naive, because for you to do away with the term limit, that means technically you have to go to a referendum. So you can't change it with a bill, just a bill or an act of parliament. There are some things that in this constitution can't be changed by an act of parliament. And that's why you remember there was a time Kajuang said one thing, that if Ruto had the old constitution, Ruto could have turned into an outright dictator. But this constitution, we need to thank ourselves and those people who gave us this 2010 constitution, because this 2010 constitution has a lot of checks and balances that it's very hard for you as a president to have your way. Number one thing Kenyans don't know, that in this constitution, the president, no one is above the law. Even the president is not above the law. Okay, the president cannot be prosecuted while he's still in power, but the president is not above the law. His authority can be challenged, and his nini can be overturned anytime. So the process of removing the term limit from 5 to 7, that outrightly needs a referendum. And if you know the process of doing a referendum in this country, my friend, by the time tunafanya referendum, tutakuwa election ya 2027. So there is nothing like that. And one thing you must understand with Kenyan politics, by the time we are done with the election of 2027, hata kama Ruto atarudi, immediately after election, Kenyans mind will shift to the next person who will be the president. So no one, and I don't think no one will allow him to have his way, because even getting that, because the process of a referendum, for those people who don't know, number one, you need to collect 1,000 signatures, not 1,000, sorry, 1,000,000 signatures from Kenya. Those million signatures have to be verified by none other than the IEBC. IEBC has not been properly constituted. So who will verify the signatures? Once the IEBC has verified the signatures and they have confirmed that there are million, then the IEBC should come up with a bill, that this bill should now be taken to all the counties in the country, unaelewa, for a debate and for adoption. If all the county assembly, at least 23, I don't know if it's 23 or 24, adopt the bill, then the bill now comes to the National Assembly. Then the National Assembly has to adopt it. Then once the National Assembly adopts it, now we go for a referendum. There's that process now of preparing for a referendum, or developing a referendum question, and now people waende waanze kuvote whether they want the nini to be extended or not, why election ifanyike. The time all this thing is done, election itakuwa imefika. Watu watakuwa wanafikiria how they are going to be elected. Wale wanataka kuingia watakuwa wanafikiria vile utaingia. And then another thing, like, it's not going to be possible. Do you think that the Kenyans are just going to let Ruto have his way, extend the term limit? We are going to have demonstrations, man. We are going to have serious demonstrations about that thing alone. So I don't know what Gerard Gay is trying to achieve, but trust you me, some of these politicians are really wanajizika kisiasa, because Kenyans are just tired. Kenyans are just tired with this government. And I don't think anyone can imagine having Ruto for another extended time again. You get? So let's try and what I know is that for Nini is going to try and play around with things here and there so that yaone kama he can manipulate things here and there. But trust you me, the Kenyan that I know and the politicians that I know and the country that we live in, some things are not going to be possible. He's going to really have a hard time doing that, and he's not going to achieve. And I would like to put our Raila on notice that this is the moment we are really looking up for you, because this constitution, you fought for this constitution. You're the one who gave us this constitution. It will be very sad to see you that you are going to let the president use your members of parliament to overturn and try to change the constitution under your watch. It will be very sad for us to watch you sit back and see all these gains that we have gained over the years to be taken away. The eyes are on you, the Raila. Our eyes are on you, because right now you are in a park with Ruto. We are really watching. We want to see, are you really into this? Because we want to see, are you the revolutionaries we've always known? So are you the activists, the Raila activists we want to see? So there's a lot of things we are really trying to watch. But as we say, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for those who have been following this platform religiously, those who have supported us, those who keep on subscribing, who keep on coming back. I'm really looking for guests, interesting guests to bring to you. But kama kawaida, maguest husumbua. Naambia mtu tupatane, he doesn't show up. Wengine wanakuwa wanataka ati sijui nilipe ndio nikuje. But it's okay. We'll grow regardless. Whoever will come, tutapiga episode, tutasonga. So if you see the episodes, tuna guests sana, understand that those are the challenges we are facing. We are really having some difficult time trying to convince some people to come along. Maybe it's because they feel like maybe the platform is not big enough for them. It's okay, but we are growing with your support and everything and the effort we are putting in. The platform will be bigger, and hoping one day they will come along, or hoping one day they will understand that every journey has to start with simple steps. We are starting a simple step, and like today I challenged myself. Leo nilienda, I walked for 28 kilometers just walking, and I just pushed myself because I wanted to at least achieve something. So thank you so much. I just want you to make sure that you follow us religiously, you subscribe to this platform, you comment, you share, you support the movement, and you never know, we'll build a family, we'll build a unit. And for those guests that I keep on reaching out to them and they are wanna to turn down, kindly give us an opportunity, because information you share will not only haitakuwa useful only for me, but it can end up motivating someone and inspiring someone outside there. So thank you so much. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.